we're gonna take this nice note for it. You ready? Come on. Position 5. Yeah, go. Jeez! Stop! Oh, God!
Why couldn't you?
Shield is your most important piece of it down. Take the shield. Rough nut. Make plenty of it to throw have a limited number of blasts.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
4 shots left.
Yeah.
There's only 1 top slayer.
Looks like you should...
Well done. Hiccup, you're out. Defend you overgrown sausage.
The only downside we have... we're Vikings.
You're in the way.
You see, dragons have been a bit of a problem. How's that working out for us?
But eat up for night furies.
Noticed that the book had nothing on night furies.
Focus it quick and light on their feet. Every dragon has one. Find it.
Never bait.
You don't like so much. Then live to tell the tale. Now get in there.
By the light in your eyes.
Teeth. I don't have any more. Thanks. Oh. Brought breakfast. Huh? What do you think, Bud? No eel! Scratch the eel! Good stuff. Not bad. Good work. Hey! I'm gonna bleed! Just kind of...
Watch yourself. Get it?
I've never seen someone take down a bronco like this. Playing since I left my axe back in... Yeah? You itchy?
What else should you like?
Come on, Hiccup!
No!
Gonna be late for
What? Late for what?
She has made her decision.
Damn it, Hiccup! You won the trial of...
All right, bud. Time's up.
For answers.
Enough. Time everybody knew. Just take me back.
And that's for everything.
The Night Fury. Where do you think you're going? They'll kill Toothless.
Secret? To protect your...
Yes. I'm ready. I'm not one of them.
Stop the fight.
No, we don't have to kill them.
That's an order! Get out of the way, Hiccup! Let go!
No, don't hurt him! Stay!
And you. You're with the others.
Oh, yeah.
Strong. Again. What? That was amazing.
Hello everyone, administrators. We meet again, and today the administrator will explain a famous story taken from the famous animation film in 2010. Or this one is titled How to Train Your Dragon. For viewers who have watched this animation, you probably already know this story 100%. When this story was released as an animation film, it was very famous. There are parts 1, 2, and 3, but unfortunately, the administrator has narrated the animation film. So, if the administrator's narration in this video calls the wrong name, please forgive me. Okay, let's not waste much time. Watch the administrator's story narration as follows. The story begins by showing a remote island far from the map, called Berk. And it's an island that is always attacked by dragons, and they take the villagers' livestock. One night, a boy named Hiccup went to a dragon trap at night, but the dragon breathed fire on his house, and he escaped outside, but the dragons continued to attack their village, which is called Viking. The villagers and warriors fought against all those dragons and shouted for Hiccup to escape. Hiccup's father, Stoick, came out. Stoick was also the leader there. During that time, He threw a shield at the dragons flying above. The villagers told him that all those dragons are like Gronkle, Natter, Singatail, Deadly Natter, Monstrous Nightmare, and Skrill. When he knew, he also asked for the dragon named Night Fury. The Night Fury dragon is a ferocious dragon that has never been seen before. Hiccup, when he took the trap from Gobber, Gobber strictly forbade him from taking it and going outside, leaving him to wield the sword instead. Gobber is a strong man on one leg and one arm. Then a group of children named Toughnut and Roughnut took water to extinguish the fire burning in the village, and at the same time, Hiccup saw a girl named Astrid throwing water down to put out the fire. Astrid is a girl he has secretly loved for a long time. When Astrid saw him staring at her too much, she asked what was going on. The other children teasingly told him to go to sleep. Then Hiccup grumbled to Gobber, wanting to fight the dragons outside, and he also wanted to marry Astrid. In the evening, Gobber started to worry because Astrid is a Viking, and Hiccup doesn't even know how to defend himself, so how can he fight? Outside, Hiccup went to show Gobber his trap, but Gobber still didn't agree to let him go, and told Hiccup to kill dragons with a sword instead. Meanwhile, many dragons flew in, attacking their village, and each has its own name. And Hiccup's father was fighting all those dragons on the tower, but a little later, his father suddenly heard the roar of the Night Fury dragon there, a dragon never seen before. And no one could kill it at that time, because capturing that dragon was too difficult. Hiccup secretly went outside alone to take the trap to catch it alone. At that time, his father threw nets to catch dragons one by one successfully, and had Snotlout take them away. Then, when Hiccup shot the net at the dragon named Night Fury, he actually hit it from a distance, and it fell far away, making him very happy. When the dragon named Monstrous Nightmare came out to chase Hiccup and breathed fire at him, Hiccup escaped from their and his father helped him again until that dragon flew away. At the same time, at the place where Hiccup escaped, he fell backward, destroying things there. So Hiccup apologized to his father and also told his father that he had attacked the dragon named Night Fury. A little later, Stoick, his father, took Hiccup away from there, without listening to his explanation, because he ran away when Hiccup came out. So Fairy can see him leaving the place right now, and in thinking that he is the village leader's son, maybe not the leader's son. As for the boy named Snotloat, boasted that his father would be proud of him, but at the same time, his father came and stopped him. Didn't brag anymore. Then when Hiccup walked with Cooper back, felt very ashamed, but Cooper tried to encourage him and wanted Hiccup to be himself again. Stop trying so hard for what Hiccup can't do. Hiccup replied that he just wanted to be like everyone else. After speaking, Hiccup snuck out of the house again. Then Mr. Stu met with the people and mentioned their ancestor Swole fought with the dragons in the past and searched for its nest as well in order not to leave all those heath dragon soup. And hearing that, everyone replied that they couldn't defeat the dragon, and they didn't know where its nest was either. It's like a legend, it's just a figment of imagination. Stu replied that have a Cody and we are the fighters of Cooper. When he told that, he went to find other members again. Among them was a song praising the woman who could defeat the dragon, whose name is Sip. No matter how short she is, but she can. Winch is from the east, phone Kim comes from Seek Roadley is from Pla Lane. So everyone went there to fight. Hold we go back or let the dragon come slowly again. After that, everyone shouted following Mr. Stu's request. Then Mr. Stu talked to the old woman whose name is Ederkati, who is the village chief. Dorado asked where its nest is and if it can be defeated. After asking, Grandma Cody nodded her head, so they decided to find its nest. Then Mr. Stu talked to Kabito prepare Saiwan for the training session for his son and other children with the dragons because Hiccup is old enough to train with dragons. Kobe told Mr. Stu that the cab is a child who wants his father to be proud of him. Stu replied that is a stubborn child, no different from his mother. Volume came die when he was young. He was very obedient and like his son believes he will become something in the future. Hiccup is not that K. End of boy. Kobe replied Thatmer. Stick cannot force his own son. Only he can arrange his son because we are fathers. We cannot protect our sons forever. We'll go outside again. Looking at Hiccup again went into the forest. Alana kept walking. Shouting loudly, and then he saw a broken tree in the ground had dragon marks, so he knew that the Vari dragon was there. And when he saw the dragon there, Pharrell was very happy and shouted that he did. I killed it. Then he saw that dragon still alive, trapped in the net still, so he raised his knife, ready to kill it, but when he saw its eyes open, it didn't dare to kill it and decided to release it. Toss for the dragon. It jumped towards Hiccup and shouted at him loudly for flying away, but it flew radical. And when Hiccup returned home, his father waited to meet him and talk, and Hiccup also wanted to talk to his father because at that time his father wanted him trained to fight dragons at Saiwan and gave him a large axe. Let his son hold it as well, but Hiccup said he didn't want to be a fighter and didn't want to kill dragons. I threw up. And hearing this, Mr. Stu shouted at Hiccup loudly because Hiccup was born to be a Viking fighter like their ancestor. Hiccup replied, afraid of his father. They does not like his father. Upon hearing that, his father shook his head in anger and replied that when Hiccup holds that axe, Hiccup will take us all with him, meaning walking together, speaking the same, and thinking the same. When he said that, his father let him do it on conditionality. The day they trained with the dragon, Scooper took the children to Saiwan, whose name is Trilap, to prepare for training with the dragons inside. There are dragon entrances and exits in the cage, and there is a protective net on top to prevent the dragons from escaping. Children who went to train were like Snot Lodi, Azriran, Nitternick and Villock. When they walked inside, they were very excited because they had never seen dragons clearly, and Villock, who was the oldest, was also the happiest at that time. In the context, they also saw Hiccup joining them. They were sad and said maybe his father let him come inside. Upon hearing this, Hiccup replied that then it and Renit shouldn't come inside. Just hearing the words of the two made them angry, and they were about to attack Hiccup. But Villock stopped them and said that the two of them had been inside the temple before. The two replied that they had been to the temple more than twice already. As for Snolt, who was one of the boys, he came to brag about his name. It was Greek, but he also came to hit their heads. To prepare them for another battle and tell them about the love story of the dragon as well. If anyone falls in love, they will become the top dragon slayer, no doubt. Upon hearing this, Snolt said, Hiccup just killed a dragon named and a wary. It should be his turn. Kobe replied, don't worry about him. He's very weak. And still, let's fight together. Then Cobra released the dragon named Idlin, who came out first. So that they could fight the dragon. At that time, it hadn't been released yet. Villock described the abilities of that dragon, acting scared, so Cobra yelled at him, shut up immediately. Then, when Cobra released it outside, the dragon flew to eat the temple and breathed fire on Renit and Thanet, causing them to lose the fight. Villock also lost when he fought. Hiccup just ran away. When the dragon breathed fire at him, Cobra came to help and put it in a cage again. And he also told Hiccup, the dragon will kill you. Then Hiccup went into the forest alone again and explored a beautiful waterfall. Below, he found dragon scales, which surprised him. Then Hiccup saw Nawari below, unable to fly because its tail was broken. So Hiccup observed and sketched its appearance in a small notebook. He then made a sound to the dragon below, and the dragon looked up at him. Later, while they were resting and eating together,
Go for the...
Hiccup sat at a separate table from the others. Cobra went to see Hiccup's notebook of the dragon nearby, and a copy related to all the dragons on the island. Villock boasted that he had read that book many times, so he knew a lot about dragons. After they returned, only Astrai remained. Hiccup went to talk to her, but at first, Astrai didn't want to talk to him. Hiccup thought they might be wrong about the dragon and its attacks when they entered its territory. Or perhaps they interfered with its food. Even after hearing this, Astrai still didn't believe him and still thought dragons were evil. Hiccup was suffering from the trauma, and she believed that one day she would become their leader. Seeing her say that, Hiccup became nervous and didn't dare to say much. He just said that she could do it. Then Hiccup looked at the book again. The book described many dragons on the island, but one page was missing a picture of Naywari because they didn't know what its abilities and appearance were like. Turning to Lord Stoic's alliance, when they traveled to find the dragon's nest to destroy it, they arrived at a place called Helmgate. There was a lot of fog in front, making it difficult to see the path, so they proceeded cautiously. But when they went further inside, they saw many temples on both sides. A short time later, a dragon came out and attacked their ship, so they fought all the dragons. As for the children in school, they continued to battle dragons. The battleground had protective barriers. Thanet and Rennet were just arguing about their body odor, so the dragon breathed fire on them both. Villic fled with Hiccup. Wynn then ran to find Astrai. When the barrier fell on Hiccup, the dragon came to help and took him out. Finally, she defeated the dragon and put it in a cage, but she continued to address Hiccup, who had not participated in the battle much. Meanwhile, Grandma Kudin above was scoring them below. Then Hiccup went exploring again to find Naywari. When it came looking for Hiccup again, Hiccup threw a large fish for it to eat and tried to calm it down. At that time, he dropped all his weapons and input, and he walked near the dragon tribe. While Hiccup saw the dragon, it had no teeth at all. That's why they called that dragon Toothless. This animal, when it had just eaten fish, it also walked near Hiccup and gave Hiccup a piece of fish to eat with it. If he didn't eat it, he would be angry. At that time, because there was no choice, Hiccup took and ate it very quickly, and tried to swallow it down even more, because he was afraid that Toothless would get angry. Then, when Hiccup was about to hunt the dragon, it came out of its hiding place and went to sleep nearby, and its sleep was like a bat's. After a while, when Hiccup was drawing face of this animal on the ground, the dragon came to look from behind, and also started to learn to draw following Hiccup on the ground. When it had finished drawing, Hiccup went to look. After Hiccup stepped on the drawing off the dragon roared and wouldn't let him step on it. Then Hiccup tried to touch the animal again. At first, it didn't let him touch it. Only when Hiccup backed away from the animal and then touched it did it allow him to touch it. During that time, Hiccup only understood that this animal wasn't entirely bad. Then, when Hiccup returned and when they gathered on the hill with the children, and Gobber told about the cause of his injured legs and arms, because this animal had injured his arms and legs, and there was only one way to defeat this animal, that is, to prevent it from flying. As for villain, he knew that the dragon was named Skret because it had very vicious teeth, which crippled Gobber's legs and arms. When he heard this, Snodlout replied, when he saw this animal, he would kill it. Then Hiccup went to a blacksmith to produce a device to put on the dragon's tail, Naywari, or Toothless, to allow it to fly again. When it was finished, the next day, Hiccup gave Toothless more fish to eat while he attached the device to its tail. But when he had finished attaching it, Toothless suddenly flew very high, taking Hiccup with it, which made Hiccup very scared, and the artificial tail also helped Toothless. That's why Hiccup was very happy. After that day, Gobber sent the children to training at the Dragon Academy. The dragon that was to be trained with the children was named Hediosabathic. And if you want to stop it from breathing fire, you have to ride on its head. and they were divided into groups for the training. At that time, Villain also described the dragon's abilities to Hiccup,
Predigestion.
and when they didn't see the dragon, the group of Thanet and Slodel mistakenly wrote in the group of Aesari and Rasnit. Then, when the dragon came out, Stoick rode on its head, and Hiccup rode on another one. It was successful, but when the dragon smelled Hiccup's body odor, it started to be afraid and backed into its cage. That's why Hiccup won the first competition. Everyone wondered how Hiccup won. Then Hiccup continued to make device for riding on Toothless, to train on Toothless and learn to ride on it. But at first, he was not yet successful, and when he saw Toothless fascinated with the flower rice, Hiccup took that flower rice and blew it at the dragon named Kronkol when they were training with dragons, which made Kronkol dragon start to be fascinated, and he won the competition again. The others wondered again what Hiccup used on the dragon. That's why they tried to ask Hiccup, but Hiccup refused to tell them, and he left them all. Then, when Hiccup went to pet Toothless, Toothless started to sleep like a dog. That's why he used a trick to pet the dragon named Adetlev again, and he won again. Afterwards, everyone liked Hiccup very much, wanting to learn from him, except for Aesari, who was jealous. The next day, another dragon came for training, named Stormflea, and it was the easiest for Hiccup to defeat. Hiccup commanded the light to chase it, and it went back into its cage. As for Aesari, one day she saw Hiccup walking alone in the forest. That's why she tried to follow him, but she didn't catch up. At that time, Hiccup tied Toothless on top of the mountain to prepare the device he had produced. When Stoick's ship returned, everyone was very sad because they failed to kill the dragon. As for Snotlout, he happily went to greet his father, and he also bragged, but his father didn't want to say much. At that time, everyone teased Stoick, or Hiccup, his son, and at first, he thought that Hiccup was causing trouble. And then, the training wasn't good, especially not coming to receive the master. It was frustrating, but that's not it. Hiccup was learning to ride the Thulias, flying in the air, and looking down at his hands. His feet had a place to step on the Thulia's tail. It moved. Then Hiccup made the Thulias fly down. It flew past many rocks, but when it flew higher and higher, Hiccup suddenly fell from the Thulias. Luckily, Hiccup caught the Thulias again and commanded it to regain control. When he returned home, Stu came to Hiccup and spoke angrily and urgently, because he knew Hiccup surely had a secret, hiding something from him. Seeing his father shout like that, he was very scared, but actually, his father didn't know about the Thulias, but he wanted to know how Hiccup overcame this creature during training. Then Stu laughed and praised Hiccup greatly because now Hiccup was worthy of being his son. He was a worthy killer. Stu then gave Hiccup a protective helmet to wear during training. It belonged to Hiccup's mother, but he also explained that it was made from his mother's breastplate. Knowing this, Hiccup couldn't stop smiling, and his father encouraged him again, saying that tomorrow, when they trained together, Estrie warned Hiccup not to play tricks again, and not to try to take her share. Then, when Hiccup put on the helmet, his father encouraged him from above, and Hiccup did it again. Truly, Estrie was very angry with Hiccup and wanted to fight him, but she was stopped. Then, when Yegud announced the number P, Hiccup won. So his father rejoiced greatly, but Estrie was angry with Hiccup and wanted to know what Hiccup was hiding. When Astrid followed Hiccup to the ravine to find out who he was training with, she suddenly saw the Thulias there, and it was about to attack her, seeing her weapon in her hand. Hiccup tried to stop the Thulias, and when Astrid left, Hiccup rode the Thulias and took her to the top of the mountain so she wouldn't fear the Thulias anymore. Astrid then said that tomorrow the villagers would use Hiccup to kill one of these creatures, and nothing could erase what the creature had done to the people. It had attacked them and stolen their food. Hiccup replied, "This one captured his mother, and should we not kill the others?" Astrid replied. She praised Hiccup highly. Suddenly, another dragon flew past and flew strangely forward. It also carried creatures on its legs. When they wanted to know and followed it, they reached the creature's nest, which was located in a volcano. Its huge leader was below. At that time, it looked up and ate other creatures. The group immediately flew away from there. After they returned, Astrid thought that the other dragons worked for their enemy, and that enemy controlled all the dragons. Therefore, she had to tell Hiccup's father. But Hiccup forbade it because he was afraid his father would kill the Thulias. Astrid replied that they had only just found its nest, so why protect it? Because Hiccup still wanted to protect the Thulias, Astrid decided to obey him and kiss Hiccup, which made Hiccup very happy. The Thulias came to look at Hiccup's face. After seeing her kiss Hiccup, the next day, the people went to the arena again so Stu could announce Hiccup's name. Ready to fight the dragon in the arena. It had been a long wait for Stu. The people shouted Hiccup's name again and again to come outside. Then Hiccup told Astrid that he would find a way.
The workers, and that's their queen.
Go kill Toothless.
To end this so everyone would know that this was a good creature, and Astrid encouraged him. She stayed away from Hiccup. When Hiccup entered the arena, the gate closed. Hiccup only took a shield and a knife. His father wondered why he took such a knife. After he came out, the creature he was to fight was named Mangstranima. It was covered in fire, but then Hiccup threw away his shield and placed his sword on the ground and tried to speak to the dragon to calm it down and have it touch his hand. After seeing that, Hiccup's father shouted to stop immediately. Hiccup said that everyone must look beyond what they thought. They mustn't kill it. Hearing this, Stu became very angry and hit it with an axe. The dragon became frightened and chased after Hiccup with fire. The scream reached the Thulias, which flew to help Hiccup. Then Astrid crawled in to help Hiccup. And when the gate closed, Stu tried to open it so they could come out. Suddenly, the Thulias arrived to help Hiccup. It fought Mangstranima until it went into the cave. Hearing this, Hiccup was very disappointed. Then the warriors chained the Thulias, preparing to find the dragon's nest. Before going, Stu looked at his son. Yes, and also told Tula that you must take us to the nest. Riasi also went to find Hiccup, who was very upset. And Hiccup told her that they should kill Tula from the beginning. Once it happened like that, and he also blamed himself for being a coward, weak, unable to do anything. Upon hearing this, Asi tried to encourage him and asked why he didn't kill Tula. Hiccup replied that when he was about to kill Tula, he saw Tula's fear, similar to his own, and when he looked at Tula, he saw himself. Asi replied that Tula is afraid, and know what will he do next. Upon hearing this, Hiccup replied they would do something crazy, turning to look at Stoick's fleet again, when they journeyed towards the nest of the dragon. Stoick watched the movement
Don't hurt him! Stay!
You.
and saw Tula to see if they had reached the entrance to the dragon's nest. And they sailed forward. At the same time, Hiccup brought the children all together to help Tula return and follow his plan. He would release all the dragons in the cage to use them to help Tula. Then, when Hiccup released the dragons from their cages, he taught everyone to learn the dragon's habit. And finally, they succeeded in helping the dragons. As for Stoick's fleet, when they reached the dragon's nest, Stoick went down first. And when he knew that it was dragon's nest, he ordered the warriors to prepare themselves and their weapons to kill the dragons inside. Then, they fired arrows at the mountain. Repeated Lido blocked the entrance. When they succeeded, many dragons flew away from there. They thought they were only small dragons and escaped. When everyone shouted, thinking they had achieved victory, suddenly the Dragon King, Gamadratted, emerged in his majestic form and killed Stoick's people. Tula Trito. Break free from the chains, but COULD in single quotes Stoick and Compik also did prepare to shoot at this animal. Red Death to make it turn back to them again at this time. They were preparing to kill both of them. Suddenly, the children rode their flying mounts to that place. Each of them rode their own mounts and flew to fight together to counter the Red Death. At that time, Vilik also flew to look at the eyes of this animal to hit its eyes. Hiccup flew down to help Ling Thuling, but initially, he couldn't reach Ling Snallet. When he rode his mount to the head off this animal, Red Death, his father looked down from above. And so when Vilik's animal fell on Vilik below. Then Slalet took a sword to hit the eyes of this animal. Red Death, again and again. At that time, Thuling fell into the water. And when Hiccup dived to help his father, he pulled him up onto the land again, and he dived down again to help Len Thuling. So Thuling was free again. Then, before Hiccup rode Thuling to fight with this animal, Red Death, furthermore, Stoick apologized to his son and was very proud of his son, Rinnet, and Rinnet flew to help Slalet from above the head off the Red Death, so that he could jump down to receive. Then the Red Death rotated Astri's mount into its mouth and bit its tail as well. So Astri jumped into its mouth and Onseto free her mount. When the Red Death used fire against her, Hiccup flew to help in time and put her down again. Then Hiccup flew very high and had Thuling use fire against the Red Death again and again to make it chase them again. When chasing up into the clouds, Thuling used fire to burn the wings off this animal, Red Death, again and again so that it could not fly anymore. But at that time, Thuling's tail also caught fire. So Hiccup commanded Thuling to fly towards the volcano again. And at this time, the Red Death, flying after Thuling, used fire, which caused the Red Death to fall into the volcano at once. Then Hiccup also fell from above. Dust in the volcano and Dust rushed to help Hiccup return, but when Stoick only found his son and Dust only saw Dust get up, he didn't see his son at all. So, he started to feel very sorry for his son. Everyone else also came to watch, very sadly, but then everyone rejoiced again when they saw Hiccup avoid Dust's wing. When they saw their son was alive, Stoick shouted that Hiccup was alive, and he also touched Dust to thank him for saving Hiccup from that day on. When Hiccup regained consciousness, saw Dust beside him, taking care of him, and so he regained consciousness. But sadly Hiccup saw his legs from the way he come in. There were hands to make prosthetic legs at that time. Hiccup's eyes also drooped and tried to stand up with Dust's help. Then when Hiccup went outside, he saw everyone riding dragons happily, living with dragons happily. Unlike before, dragons women with humans. Stoick came and asked his son, "How are you doing with the changes?" At the same time, the woman also came to Hiccup and said made her worried. And she kissed Hiccup on Sir Cobra also took a sharp tail for Dust to give to Hiccup to wear as a Hiccup tail and as a playmate with other children in the village. Happily this is even crazy for the faint of heart, and the food that people that grow here in the upsides are the pets we have. A thank you everyone for watching the performance entitled How to Train Your Dragon, the story.
wasn't later.
Return the favor.
To go give my son.
All I need.
He's up! That's right! No, no, no!
Yep. All right, bud. It's time to... There it goes!
Quite the cheap you have in the making.
Just a little bit longer!
Hiccup!
Well, you know, most.
You're in my house. Toothless?
Hey! Shouldn't you be in bed?
There he is! Flying back here was all of our ships, so
Hiccup!
really happy
Hearing me.
Okay, is it always gonna be like this?
Anything else?
You know, cause
it was a little more
Mostly up. Come on.
you rebuilt it?
Yeah. Here he is.
Boys.